Welcome to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. I'm Taylor.
I'm Savannah.
And today, this is what I have for you guys.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks for the
Wow.
standing ovation for that.
Yeah, that was amazing. Very unexpected and just out of nowhere. I love it though.
Okay, so I don't know exactly like what the real name of that instrument is called, but it's like a rain drum is what like I've seen it as on TikTok. And
Okay.
this is not sponsored. I wish it was. Unfortunately, it's not. But that was my first purchase off of TikTok Shop. And I think I briefly mentioned something about it like at the end of the episode last week, but I promised you guys that I would play it for you. So there you go. But no, I always wanted one of like the little finger rain drum things, but they're like hundreds of dollars, literally hundreds of dollars. So I never got one until I saw one on TikTok Shop, and it was only $7. And I was like,
Okay. I
I think
mean,
I can spend $7. And I was like, if it's trash, then it's just $7. And guys, it's
yeah.
not trash. Did you hear how beautiful that sounded? It's so fun. It's so addicting. I love it.
Wow.
So, not sponsored, but, and also it got here, I was expecting months. It got here in like 2 days.
Wow.
I know, I was like very shook. So, I haven't made any more TikTok purchases, but I fear that might be a danger to have that knowledge behind my little fingers. It was also very easy to purchase off of the TikTok shop. So,
Yeah.
be careful. Is all I got to say, honey, because I feel like your bill could run up
I
quick on
know, I
there.
know. That's like the one thing that they did right with their business. They're like,
Unfortunately, unfortunately.
let's just make this an addicting app all around and
Yeah,
make
in
like
every way.
shopping part of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
unfortunately they did it right.
yeah, exactly.
But to my advantage because now I have a rain drum. Also, it's purple. You can't see it, but it's purple and it's beautiful. So,
Wow. Love
yeah,
that.
I love that for me. Also, happy Pride Month. It's June.
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
Yay.
Happy Pride.
Happy
Happy
Pride.
June.
Maybe we'll attend a Pride festival. I accidentally attended one last year without knowing, and it was the funnest thing I've ever gone to. So,
That's fun.
yeah, it
Oh
was.
my
I went in
gosh.
Charlotte, North Carolina, literally
Okay.
on accident. It just happened to be Pride
That's
weekend.
probably isn't that like where the biggest one is in North Carolina? Or
Probably,
no?
probably it
Maybe
was. Oh,
Raleigh.
it was huge, honey. It was huge. And at night, like went out, and they lit up every single skyscraper rainbow. It was
Oh my
beautiful. I
gosh.
mean, it was crazy. It was just 10 out of 10 vibes
Wow, I love
out
that.
there in the streets of Charlotte during Pride. So it was very fun. So this year, round two, we'll have to see. I don't know. We're recording from the past, so we'll have to look up when things are happening. In the future.
Yeah.
But since it is June, though, how do you feel about it being like half the year is like over?
Oh, I didn't even think
She
about
said,
that.
"Ooh, stab to
Wow.
the heart." Yeah.
Yeah, honestly. Like, ooh, time's going by fast.
Yikes.
Um,
I remember us very vividly complaining about how long January was, and now suddenly it's
oh,
June.
I know.
Crazy how that works.
I don't really have an answer for you on that
Yeah,
one.
same. Same, other
'Cause,
than I'm excited for summer, but it's hot already.
yeah, yeah.
It was a very quick transition in between cold to very hot very fast. I've been out here working in the farms, in the gardens, and it's hot. It's hot down here. So if you're somewhere where it's hot, we feel you.
Yeah, you've been like working,
Yeah.
doing labor, and I've been hanging out by a pool all weekend. So,
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. That sounds better. That sounds a lot better.
yeah.
Yeah. I might go to the beach this weekend, so we'll get some
Ooh.
I need some tan. But I fear I'm gonna be Larry the Lobster the second I go out in the sun. I
Yeah.
did go to a Noah Khan concert a couple weeks ago and had to wait in line for 8 hours.
Oh.
I had general admission tickets and I was wearing long sleeves, but it was like mesh and I got sunburnt through the mesh. So
Ooh. Did a pattern show through or no?
it did. It wasn't very good. It's very bad. It needs to be fixed immediately.
It will.
Yeah, it will. It will definitely. But
Yeah.
But what's going on with you?
I've just been hanging out, chilling, just trying to soak in all of the summer vibes. Yeah. I have
Nice. I want to soak up a summer vibe. It looks like it's gonna summer thunderstorm right now. I'm looking outside the window. Honey, these thunderstorms ain't no joke. They have been not a joke. Literally, I was up in West Virginia and we talked about it. I recently got a new car, brand new. And I was sitting with my grandparents on their front porch, and all of a sudden, out of absolutely nowhere, it just started hailing. And there was no garage for my car to go to. Luckily, it was okay, but I'm just sitting there watching it hail. My grandpa was like, what should we do? And I'm like, I don't think there's anything we can do. Oh my gosh, if you guys just heard that, that was the thunder. It just shook my house. I felt it underneath my feet. I don't know if you heard it or not, but
I didn't hear anything.
I felt it. I felt it in my soul.
It's going to come for me next. I'm a few miles away from you.
Yeah. Well, if you hear any thunder, boom, bam, that is just here for the ambiance, actually. We're doing that on purpose.
Yeah, true. Yeah, honestly, it'll be really good ambiance for my story if we want to just transition and get right into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So this week, I'm going to be covering The Witch of Yazoo.
Period, queen. I don't know where Yazoo is, but okay, I'm ready to hear this.
I know. And honestly, it sounds like so made up, doesn't it? Like
100%. It sounds like you wrote the story.
Yeah. No, I didn't write the story. It's a really old legend in Yazoo, Mississippi.
Okay, so, shout out Mississippi. MISSISSIPPI.
Exactly. Yes. So yeah, this is, Yazoo, which is like that. I'm so sorry for people who live there, but it's like, that just sounds like such a made up name, doesn't it? Like,
it does.
You're like, oh, it's just out in Yazoo. Like,
that's true. I also live in a town called Tobaccoville, though. So like,
I mean, yeah, but like, I feel like that's more
it gives
of a town name.
I mean, you're right. The word "ville" is in there, so it does. Yeah.
So
Yazoo,
right?
That's crazy.
So anyways, yeah, the Witch of Yazoo. So, let's just get right on into it. So there was an old woman that many people would call a witch back in the day. This was back in like the 1800s, 1880s. And Miss Witch lived on the Yazoo River in Mississippi. And nobody really knew anything about her in the town, but everybody, they just hated her anyway.
Of course they did.
Which is like, I mean, give her a chance, because like maybe she's not that bad.
Right, you don't even know her, dude.
Right. And they were also starting a bunch of rumors about her, because they were saying that the people in the town, they rumored that on stormy nights, this witch, she would lure fishermen into her house and poison them with arsenic.
Wow, and they just made that up?
Yeah, I don't know. They're like rumoring, like, they're like spreading this around town. Like, this is what this lady does. She poisons all the fishermen, and then she would bury them in a wooded area nearby.
Yikes.
So, but nobody could prove anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
So they were like, we think she's doing this, but, we can't prove it. But one late afternoon in 1884, a boy was passing by her house on a raft on the river, and he heard something from the house. So he was like, let me go and investigate. So he tied up his raft and went to go look in her window, which is like, boy, you probably should have just kept going.
Boy, but, I know you heard the legends now. Why the heck did you do that? But okay.
I know, right? Like, you're being lured in just like the
Right.
other people in Legends, but whatever. So he goes up to the window and he sees two dead men on the floor and an old woman in a black dress singing incantations and waving her hands around over
Ooh.
them.
Oh.
So that's what he claims to have saw. And he raced back to his raft and went to town to tell the sheriff what he saw.
Mm-hmm.
So the sheriff, he obviously believes this boy, and he gets his men, and they get in their like horse and buggy and race down to the house, and they like smash open the door, and they don't see what the boy said that he saw. Like, they don't see the two dead men on the floor or anything. And the woman, she was not there either.
Oh.
So, yeah, it was kind of empty. But then they went up to the attic, or I guess the second floor. I don't know. They just went upstairs. And they saw a bunch of cats.
Oh, okay. She's a cat lady, guys.
Yeah, there was like a lot of cats. And they also said they saw two skeletons.
Oh.
Of like people
Like human?
skeletons,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
And also fish bones all over the floor.
Interesting.
So, yeah. So the sheriff, he was like looking at the window, I guess, and he saw the witch in her backyard, and he yelled out to her to like stop.
Mm-hmm.
But of course she was running away.
Mm-hmm.
And so he runs downstairs and chases her through the swamp. And by the time that he catches up with her, she's drowning in quicksand.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I was not expecting that.
I know, it's like kind of random. Just throw it in there. Yeah, she's just drowning
I mean,
in quicksand.
that's a fear of mine. Quicksand.
I feel like that used to be a fear. Like that was
you ever
a
been in
big
it?
fear of a lot of children, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but have you ever been in it?
But no, I haven't.
Oh, it's really scary.
But like, don't you like, I've learned more recently that it's not as scary.
Well,
Because like it's not as easy to drown in quicksand as you really think it is,
fast.
right?
It's not as fast, but it is scary. It's absolutely scary. I was trapped in quicksand one time, and but I was only down to my knees. But like at that point, you're really starting to lose control.
That is
getting
kind of
out.
scary.
And
being up to your knees.
Yeah, it was scary. I was literally panicking. They were like, "Just lay flat." I'm like, "Okay," but my legs are still stuck in the sand. And
yeah, how did you get out?
You have to like shuffle your feet, like really fast. Like, have you ever played with oobleck? Like the slime, it's like it's very quickly like on the base. Like sometimes it's firm, and if you move really quickly, then you can move it a little bit.
Yes,
It's kind of that same theory to get out. Like kind of go side by side, but like it was like so scary in the moment because you think that you're going down. And because you can't be pulled out, like you can't, your legs will break if you pull yourself out of quicksand.
Oh my god!
Like it is scary. Like not to worsen anybody's fears, but like it is slow. Like I wasn't like drowning in 5 seconds. I'm full body under the sand.
Okay, where were you?
Literally in the Outer Banks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it can happen anywhere with sand. By the way, that's what I didn't know. Yeah.
Wait, I didn't know that either.
Yeah. Well,
okay, adding to my fear of quicksand.
Well, I wasn't scared, but now I am. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, well, anyway,
so she was drowning in the quicksand.
She was drowning in quicksand, and unfortunately, she was like very close to drowning. Like she was, yeah.
Oh God.
So the sheriff, he caught up with her, and like right before, like she ended up going under. But right before she did, she swore that she would get revenge on Yazoo City and on the townspeople. She said, in 20 years, I will return and burn this town to the ground.
Oh. And oops.
So, yep. No one really thought much of it, though, I guess, at the time. They were like, you know
Okay.
what? She's gone. Like, why would she... No, that's not gonna happen.
Okay, but they believed that she was a witch this whole time, and now that she's dead, they're not going to believe that she's a witch?
I mean...
Okay.
I
That
guess
makes
not. I
complete and
don't
utter
know.
sense to me.
See, but they did have some protections, though. Let me just keep going. So,
Okay.
they ended up retrieving her body from the quicksand.
Okay.
Which is like,
How do
now
they
that
do
you
that?
explained, yeah, like, I don't know how they did it, but they did, I guess.
Sure.
And she was buried in Glenwood Cemetery.
Okay.
And to prevent her from, you know, I guess coming up from the ground, she, like, her grave, they put giant chains over it.
Oh my God. Why do they think she was going to come up from the ground?
Well, I mean, they're like, let's just chain her to the ground so she doesn't. Because they're like, if you think about a witch, you're like, okay, what if they have the powers to like resurrect themselves? You know?
I mean, sure. But just in my head, I'm like, if they have the power to do that, I'm sure they can break some chains.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, it's the 1800s. They don't know. They don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. They put these big chains there, and yeah. So that kept her down there for a while, I guess.
Yeah.
But in May of 1904, there was a big fire in the town.
Mm.
And it destroyed over 200 residences and almost every business in Yazoo City.
And how many years after her death was that?
So she died in 1884, and this was 1904.
Okay, so 20 years.
So she was right. She did
it. She sure did.
Period.
She said she was coming back, and she surely did.
Yep, exactly. So she destroyed, or okay, not her, but the fire.
The fire.
Quote.
Unquote.
Destroyed over 200 residences. 324 buildings in total were destroyed.
Oh my God.
And the most popular theory of like how the fire started was that it started in the parlor of a young lady, Miss Wise, who she was preparing for her wedding, which was going to be held later that day.
Mm-hmm.
And a fire started in her parlor, and it spread throughout the whole town.
That's really tragic for her.
Yeah. And, you know, although people say that that's where it started, people still blame the witch. They're like, it doesn't matter where it started. Like, it was her.
No, yeah. I mean, honestly, on that one, I kind of agree.
Yeah.
Just because of the year.
Yeah. I know. That really, like, convinces you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, wait, where was I at? Okay, so the flames are, like, they were said to have jumped through the air and as if driven by some supernaturally forceful winds.
Oh.
And area weather reports make no mention of high winds on that day. So, interesting, I don't know.
Very suspicious, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm. So a local group went to the cemetery the day after the fire, and they found that the chains on the witch's grave were broken.
See, I told y'all she could break them chains.
Exactly. she was just waiting.
Right. She was like, I told y'all 20 years. What is the rush?
Exactly. Yeah.
She said, I said what I said.
Mm-hmm. Also, okay, I want to, like, take it back to the beginning a little bit and say, like, they don't even have a name for her either.
Right. I was going to say, do they even know her name?
No. Her name is not mentioned at all. They just call her the witch.
Wow. That is mean.
I know. And it's like, realistically, if you think about it, like, sure, that boy said that he saw some dead people on the floor.
Yeah.
But really, though, like, they didn't catch her with anyone.
No.
Like, they said that there were skeletons in the attic, but, like, was that true? Like, I don't know.
Right. And also, that boy was definitely just lying. Like, he heard the legend and wanted to add to it. And I feel like she was running because she was like, I just want to live my life out here in these woods. And y'all are chasing me for what? And then she accidentally got
Exactly.
caught into quicksand. And then she was like, fine, you know what? I will curse you. Because
Yeah, and
you want to say I'm
honestly,
a witch? I will be a witch. And that's exactly what I would say.
that's what I was gonna, yeah. So, yeah, like if you're like about to die in a tragic way, um, like in quicksand like that, and you
Yeah.
have a chance to like say your last words and make them be dramatic like that, like
Right.
come on.
That's me. That's absolutely me. Also, like,
Exactly.
I don't know. I just feel like she maybe was really a witch, though. Like, if she did really say that curse. But also at the same time, if I am going out like that, I'm saying that too. Like, in 25 years, I'm coming back and I'm
That's what I'm
burning this town to the
saying.
ground, baby.
Exactly. So yeah, yeah. But so this legend, it was like popular around the time at my words jumbling up. It was popular around the town, around the city, for years and years before this, but it was made even more famous in a book called Good Old Boy by Willie Morris, which was published in 1971. And in this book, he describes the whole story that I just laid out, of the witch and the town burning down and everything. And the grave and the legend, they've been around long before Morris was even born, and the chain had been broken for a long time. So he didn't make it up, but he just made it popular.
Mm-hmm.
And he's actually buried in the same cemetery as
No
the witch.
way. No
Yeah,
way.
because he's from the city.
That's
He's
cool.
from Yazoo City, so he was yeah, buried like 50 feet away from the witch.
Wow.
So
That's iconic.
that's cool. Yeah. So today the story of the witch, or people also call her the Chain Lady,
Wow.
which because there's chains
Yeah.
on her
Yeah.
grave.
Mm-hmm.
It's told by storytellers in the area. So if you go to the cemetery, you can see the grave and hear the story from people. Some people say that there's actually a man buried at the site, and it's not the witch, it's somebody else entirely. But like the records that, records of the cemetery plot show that a woman owned the plot and that there's no evidence really of a man being buried there. So people just kind of saying
People are
that,
just
so I don't
saying,
really
yeah,
think,
they're
yeah.
lying.
Yeah. And there was once a gravestone at the site that had the letters TW. And people are like, ooh, does that mean the witch? Which is like kind of
Bruh, come
dumb.
on now. She
But
really
I
had a
know.
name.
I know. So the original stone that had TW on it, it's gone. It's just, I guess maybe it was too old, or I don't know, something happened to it. But it's gone. And the stone that is there now, it actually fell and split in two shortly after it was installed. So it's like broken.
Oh, that is the tea right there.
Yeah. So the stone that's on her grave now, it says there's a lot of writing on it, but I'll read it right now. So the stone says, according to local legend, on May 25th, 1904, the Witch of Yazoo City broke out of these curious chain links surrounding her grave and burned down Yazoo City. Writer Willie Morris's classic Good Old Boy brought national renown to this vengeful woman and her shameful deed.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
So this is all on her grave.
And that's what is broken in half.
Yeah,
As it
it
should
broke.
be. As it should
Mm-hmm.
be. I feel bad that we don't even have a name to call her.
I know, and it's like
'Cause I
if
don't even
there's
want to call her the
actually,
witch. Like,
yeah, like whoever is actually buried here, did she like does she deserve all of this? Is what
no.
I'm trying to say. Like,
No. No. Literally no. Also, can we just talk about how it's the 120th anniversary, almost to the day, as we are recording this episode? Did you do that on purpose?
Wait, I didn't even realize. You're right.
I know. I
Oh
know.
my gosh.
I was like, oh, God, that is real close. That's crazy. Divine timing, I would say. Yeah, there's no proof, guys. Where's the proof that she is this? Also, y'all really don't know her name. Y'all really gonna call her the witch.
Right. I mean, honestly, okay. Just to be on the safe side, like maybe she did do something bad. So we'll give the
I mean,
townspeople benefit of the
it's
doubt. But
possible.
still.
I'm not giving
Yeah.
the townspeople a lot of benefit because they didn't even try
No?
to talk to her.
I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like, you can have one conversation, and then if she's like, "Ha, I'm a witch, I hate you, you're horrible," like, okay, fine. If she's mean, fine. But
Yeah.
I don't even believe that. I just told a story not that long ago it's like similar to this one, and I can't remember. You know how it be, remembering these stories.
I know.
But it was similar where there was a woman who lived out in the woods. Hold on, no. It was literally Marie Laveau, was it not? It was.
Oh.
Where she lived out in the middle of the woods in the swamp in Louisiana, and they said the same thing about her.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely was that story. And so, yeah, I just feel like that's a very common thing. I feel like people are scared, especially back then, of like independent women living on their own. And she was probably scared to be an independent woman living on her own, which is probably why she was living by herself in the middle of the woods, so that nobody could attack her there. But unfortunately, they did anyway.
By herself with all of her cats.
Yeah, exactly. She's just a cat lady. Like, guys. And if she was a witch, at least she was doing her witchery without anybody around. Y'all are the ones that came around her house.
Yeah.
Y'all found out real quick what happened if she did do it. So, unfortunately, it is the townspeople's fault regardless.
That it's their fault that the town burned down. Yeah.
Well, no, not that the town burned down. No, that I feel like that. That part is the only part that's making me believe she's a witch. Is because the timing. But then again, I don't know. Like, could it
maybe?
I mean, there's a lot of fires.
Didn't have the dates exactly right, and they just made it sound better for the story.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. They've already changed so many facts of the story. So I'm like, did they make it fit on purpose?
Could have been. I do have two other random facts here. So the chains on her grave, they're said to be repaired constantly, but they always end up falling apart.
Wait, they're still on her grave today?
Yes, but they're broken because they keep breaking.
Guys, okay. Okay.
So, I mean, that's another thing. I mean, maybe she's a witch. So there's that.
Listen.
And also, local legend says that when all of the chains are gone from her grave, the witch will return again to get her full revenge.
Okay, so we're going to have to wait and give you guys an update on that case.
Just see if
she comes back. That would be crazy.
The only thing that's stopping her is the chains.
Well, then let's go take the chains off and we'll see.
Oh my god.
Let's go test a theory. Like, okay, also, I have a question. I'm just confused. Do they dig up this grave every single year to see if the chains are broken?
Okay, they're on top, like they're on the grass.
Oh, okay. That makes that makes even less sense to me. I thought they were like on the coffin.
No, like you can see them. They're
okay.
If you go to the gravesite, you see the gravestone, and then you see the chains on the grass.
Okay, so how do we know it's not the townspeople just creating this lore and going to break these chains in the middle of the night?
I mean, yeah, could be.
I feel like they're just trying to tarnish her reputation. I don't know why I feel so strongly to be on her side, but I really do in this case.
Honestly, no, I agree because we are girls, okay? We have to be on her side.
She's not even here to defend herself, okay? She can't.
Exactly.
And just because she said a fire was going to start, guys, if you haven't learned from our podcast, there's fires all the time.
Yeah.
Throughout history. Everything caught on fire back in the day, especially in the 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah.
Fire safety did not exist. So, the fire being like the only real tangible, like now the chain does not count for me that it's above the ground. I'm like, sorry. Anybody, also chains break, you know?
Yeah.
But the tombstone breaking, that's a little crazy. But what if somebody, like, what if she did have family in the town or, like, supporters in the town and they broke it for her, like, out of revenge?
Just to show that she's powerful,
like,
or something.
I don't know. Who knows? Or because they're like, this saying is so disrespectful to her. Like, saying that she's the burden of this town and stuff like that. Like, I would break it if that was my friend.
I mean, because a lot of people in this city, like, are, like, really like this story, and they use this story for, to get people to come to the area. Mm-hmm. So maybe you're right. Like, maybe they are just doing it to make the story stronger.
I need the townspeople of, what's this place called?
Yazoo.
I need y'all to come forward and be so for real with me, because I need y'all to at least, we haven't done research. Somebody can't go back in the let me guess, the building burnt down. That's why we don't know her name. In the fire.
In the as the story goes, even back in the day, people didn't know her name.
That is great. Like, how are you gonna?
They probably, I bet people did.
They had to. They literally had to. That's, oh my gosh, that's crazy. I don't know what to think. I'm at a loss of words.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's a mystery.
This to me. It really
it's a mystery and a legend.
And a myth. And that's why this show is called Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. Wow. Well, your story, it did, in fact, remind me of something that I forgot to mention in the intro. Over this past weekend, as we were recording this, it was Memorial Day weekend, and
yes,
my family has this tradition where we go to the cemetery and put flowers, like, on all of our family members, like tombstones or whatever. And it's something my grandma really loves to do, so we go and do it. And we went this year, as we always do, and if you remember, if you're a real OG fan of this podcast, all the way back in episode 13, which was nearly 200 episodes ago.
Oh, wow.
I covered the legend of the Greenbrier Ghost, who, you're just going to listen to the story because it's crazy. But she is buried near my family because we actually are family. Fun fact, I learned that doing the research of it. Of the story, that, like, I didn't know that I was actually related to her. So anyway, she's buried in a cemetery next to my family's cemeteries. So while we're out there, I've made it a thing every year to go and put flowers on her grave too. And so we went again over Memorial Day weekend, just this, like, in the last couple of days. And there was this guy. Usually we're the only people there. It's like a really small cemetery. And there's this guy there, and he was like, "Oh, who are you here to see?" And I'm like, "See, sir, what are you talking about?" And we were like, how do we explain this, first of all? And we were like, my dad, he just went up. I was like, please go talk to him so I can go do this because, you know, it was too much. And he was like, oh, yeah, people come here all the time trying to give stuff to her to get good luck. So I just thought that was cool. But I did go see. Well, I'm going to post a TikTok about it. So go check out our TikTok to see pics from it. But yeah, I just thought that would be fun to mention. Nothing spooky happened there, but she had a lot of trinkets and coins and flowers at her grave, which I love to see. Like new ones. Every year people come. So that's cool that people still do that for her. Shout out to her. But anyway, I guess moving into my actual story for this week. Like I said, I went to Asheville. Well, I don't know if I said I went to Asheville, but I did go to Asheville to see that Noah Kahan concert, the one that I got badly sunburned for. And that inspired me to see if there was any hauntings or any haunted, weird, spooky, creepy places in Asheville. And I sure did find one.
Okay.
Actually, I found many, but we'll stick with this one for now.
Yeah, honestly, it seems like a place where there would be a lot.
Honey, them Appalachian Mountains ain't no joke. I'll tell you that right now. There's a lot of stuff going on up in the mountains. So today, for you, I have the legend of Craggy Prison. Dun-dun-dun.
Craggy Prison.
Craggy. Which is funny, because my family literally lived down, like, in a place called Crag. And I'm like, that's so funny. This is called Craggy Prison. They don't live in Asheville. But anyway, it's just a funny little thing. So, as I said, this story does take place in Asheville, North Carolina. It's about a 2-hour drive from me in Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like one of my favorite places to go for a cheap mountain getaway weekend. Love Asheville so much.
Yeah. I haven't been in a while, but I'm going soon.
True.
In a few months.
Was the last time you went when we went together for spring break?
I think so.
Wow. That is a long,
it was a while.
that's a long periodically time. We, in fact, did take a spring break trip to Asheville back in our college days, and it was very fun.
It was very fun.
We stayed on the legit tip top of this mountain, honey. And when we booked this Airbnb, they did not tell us that we were about to have to drive straight up this mountain. And leaving was such a process because people's cars broke down. Like, it was a mess, honey.
Yeah, and the driveway was kind of scary too.
Honey, the driveway was 90 degrees straight up. Oh my God.
I was scared.
I was scared.
I mean, it was worth it.
Thank God I wasn't driving. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Thank God. I was in the car that was actually made for the mountains, so it wasn't that scary for me. But I was scared for everybody else. Also, the driveway, like, if you didn't have your emergency park on, your car was rolling down that mountain.
Yeah.
I will never forget that.
Oh my God.
That was a crazy trip. But oh, so fun. And it snowed. It was crazy.
It did. Yeah, and it was spring break.
It was spring break. Yeah. It was so fun. Okay, and then one more thing of Asheville. If you guys ever visit Asheville, North Carolina, you have to go to this place called French Broad Chocolate. It is literally the best chocolate you have ever had in your life. And I wanted it so bad when I was there. And they have really weird hours on the weekdays. And I forgot that I was going to be there on a weekday. And I couldn't freaking go before I had to leave. And I'm so upset about it. But it's really good chocolate. So if you're ever there, go. But besides all that, let's get into the story of Craggy Prison. Mm-hmm. So, the good old Craggy Prison, it opened up in 1924. So, happy 100-year anniversary to Craggy, which is really weird that both of our stories are on the anniversary of things of our story.
Oh, yeah.
Weird. Very weird. So, let me just start off by saying, looking at this place gives me the creeps. I sent you some pictures. Please give them a look and give me your thoughts.
Oh, wait, when you haven't even really described anything yet, but I was not expecting it to look like this.
Mm-mm. Honey, it looks haunted. Just if you just look at it, it just looks like a place you just know there's a ghost there. Like, there's not that many places. Like, ew, it just looks horrendously disgusting, creepy. Like, tucked in the side of a mountain by itself. Ew, it gives me the creeps. It makes me actually shudder at just thinking about it. So, you know, it's giving already without any evidence 1000% haunted. But without the evidence, if not haunted, could you not imagine? Like, name a better horror movie location. Like, film it there, right?
No, that would be a good spot.
Well, I'm not the first one to have that thought, clearly. People, for years and years and years, have begged to, like, film movies there, because that's how creepy it looks. Everybody, if you need to see the pictures, they'll be on our Instagram. It's very scary looking. But due to the state that the building is in today, everybody has always been denied. So no horror movies have been filmed there. Nothing has been filmed there.
Oh.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I really think that it should be, because I'd be scared to watch that movie. But anyway, when Craggy was open, it was a medium security facility, and it is located in Woodfin, North Carolina, which is like a suburb of Asheville. Just a little bit out of the way, you know, not too far.
Mm-hmm.
But, so, like I said, it's medium security. So, basically, the prisoners who were serving their times there, they were serving times for, like, non-heinous crimes, like theft, burglary, assault. Like, not good crimes, but, like, not, like, murder, you know?
I mean, I don't know if there is, like, a good crime.
I mean,
right? But
no, yeah.
But I know what you mean.
Like,
I know what
it's
you mean.
not like bad assault or like murder, you know.
Right.
It's just like little, like, you know, quote unquote little crimes. So for the most part, the inmates, like, when this prison was open, they would work in the laundry rooms and do laundry all day. And when they weren't doing laundry, they were doing road work, filling potholes, painting lines, and picking up trash on the highways, etc. And so the capacity of the prison was 120 inmates. As you can imagine, they obviously went over that number. Overcrowding was an issue everywhere. So obviously overcrowding was an issue at Craggy too. Today, as it stands, it is completely abandoned and in disrepair. There are major talks of tearing it down. People really want it down. But nobody can really agree on if that is really the right thing to do or not, because some argue that it should actually be restored and kind of open as like a museum because of all the history. So there are no current plans of tearing it down, but there are talks of it. But people are really fighting it. They want it to be like registered as like a historical place. And other people are like, no. So I guess we'll have to, wait and see on that one, because it's still in the courts, like today, on what they're going to do with it. But, so similar to, movie makers wanting to film here, other people, as you can imagine, also want to visit here, such as ghost hunters and just regular people. Like, they see it, drive by it, and they're like, I wonder what that is. It's a little bit of an eyesore, I would say. It's not beautiful. It's very scary looking. So obviously, like, when people see it, they're like, I want to go in there. Like, I want to go in there, personally. But this building, like, nobody's allowed in there whatsoever. This building is so unsafe. No floor is known to be 100% sturdy. There is a ton of asbestos in the building.
Ooh, no, thank
bad,
you.
Big bad. So yeah, there were prisoners who died in there, like, because of literally asbestos, like poisoning and like stuff like that. Like, not even like bad things. It just fell into disrepair so quickly. And so clearly, though, as you can probably imagine, that does not stop people from visiting this place. Just because it's abandoned and people say you can't go in there doesn't mean that people haven't been in there.
Yeah, it probably makes some people want to go even more.
Kind of makes me want to go in there, except for the asbestos part. That's the part that makes me like a floor, that's debatable. I mean, honey, if I fall through, that's on me. But like asbestos, that's
yeah, no, thank you.
I would rather not breathe that in. I already have asthma as it is,
I mean, I guess we could
wear the mask.
Yeah, wear masks.
Yeah. But. Okay. Not saying we're going to trespass, but
yeah, but I don't know. I don't know about
that. Okay, so let's just get right on into the hauntings. So there's a very well-known ghost, and she is known as the Woman in White, which we often see when I'm talking about hauntings, right? There's always a woman dressed in some color dress. And I was just thinking, when I was writing this story, we always hear there's a woman in white, woman in black, woman in red, woman in whatever color, right? Mm-hmm. But in 100, 200, even 500 years from now, are we going to have our generation's clothing? Because we don't be wearing dresses like that as women. Are we going to have the lady in yoga pants and a crop top?
Or what if okay, hear me out on this one. The woman with pink hair.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Right?
The woman with rainbow hair.
Refer to them with their hair color instead of their dress color.
Right. Because for a long time, me and Savannah had purple hair, in case you don't know.
Yeah, I had purple hair. I had pink hair.
Yeah, I had pink hair. I had blue hair.
We were switching it up for a while.
Yeah. And I would do it again.
I mean, same.
That's what I'm saying, though. I'm because obviously these ghosts that we're seeing today are people from back in the day where women traditionally wore dresses all the time. But today, 2024, we're not wearing dresses. Nobody's wearing dresses every day. I'm in a t-shirt and biker shorts. That's going to be my ghost. The woman wearing a tie-dye shirt and biker shorts. That's me.
Right. Or, okay, what if when you become a ghost, you just get to pick an outfit and you can't...
Oh, it's your skin, on Fortnite.
Yeah, you have to pick an old-timey outfit.
Okay, that'd be cool. They're like, okay, actually, when you become a ghost, you everybody gets the same dress, but you just get one. You get to pick your color.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fun. So yeah, I was just thinking about that, and I was like, that's interesting. But anyway, the woman in white here in Craggy. So she is typically seen on the steps of the prison, outside of it, and so nobody seems to know why she's here or like who she is really. But people say that she thinks that it's her home, and so I don't think that there were women in this prison. Not anything that I could find. I think it was all men. So that leads me and other people to believe that she lived on the land before it was a prison. And so that's what people want to know, is that like, what was the land before it was prison? And there are not good, like, there was not a lot of research for this topic when I found it. I was like, okay, this is weird. So like, this is something like I would like to dig into more, like on a trip to Asheville, like go to the library, like pull up old things, like what was this before? Because I need to know who this woman is, because she's seen all the time, like a woman in this big white dress, but she was not, like, no woman in a white dress was ever seen at the prison, not that ever was recorded. So I'm like, who is she? It's truly a mystery. We don't know who she is. So yeah, that's really all we know about her. She's always seen on the steps, and she's like, yeah, this is welcome to my home. So weird.
Interesting.
Very weird. I know. So,
because this was like a men's prison, right? Like,
yeah,
she could not have been.
I don't think so. I mean, like, it wasn't classified specifically as a men's prison, but I'm pretty sure there were no women here.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. So, and also, even if there were, they would not be dressed in a white big dress. So,
true. Yeah, unless what I said is true, and you get to pick it after.
True.
You
Yeah.
die.
True. That's facts. So, okay, this is gonna sound crazy because it's not true, but allegedly there have only been reported, at least, let me say that, reportedly, only 17 people have gone into Craggy Prison since it was closed down. So that's why there's not many stories to be told. Obviously, it's more than 17, okay? People just are not being truthful about their illegal activities, which obviously they can't for many reasons, such as they don't want to go to jail, like Craggy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we see, like, I see it all the time. If you've ever watched those YouTubers who, like, go into abandoned places, they get arrested. Like Sam and Colby got arrested for trespassing and, like, making a video. So that's why people are not saying that, but there are stories. So, but it's interesting to me to think that so many people think that this building is haunted when the inmates were there for, like, the lesser bad offenses, you know? Like, it's not like this was, like, Alcatraz murderers only prison. Like, this is, like, thieves, common thieves and burglars and stuff like that. Right. But they're like, no, it's so haunted. Everybody's like, it's so haunted. And so I could not for the life of me find out what the land was before it was a prison. But a lot of people think that the ghosts have to do with whatever was actually originally on the land and not what is inside the prison. Just like the woman in white, not the lady, woman. So again, like, from the inside and the outside, it looks really creepy. So that adds to, like, the haunted factor of why people think it's haunted. But there are some stories of some ghost inmates, okay?
Oh, okay.
So there are ghosts from the jail, but also not from the jail. So I don't know, something's going on here. And if I'd have to guess, if I had to put just one little guess on it, I'd say it's probably built on top of the ancient burial ground of this city living on a mountain, and that these people who once lived here are haunting the place. That's my guess. And now that's no factual evidence has told me that. That's just my evidence of being a podcaster and talking about this for a couple years. But that's my guess. So anyway, back to the inmate ghost. Although the building is completely abandoned, nothing inside, like, works or anything. Like, the electricity obviously is turned off, stuff like that. But those who have visited and are brave enough to tell the tale about it, they claim to have seen and heard what sounds like people doing laundry down in the basement.
Okay.
Which is the one thing that all of the prisoners had to do. And that's the one job that every single prisoner had to do while they were at Craggy, was the laundry. And so the fact that they're like hearing the sounds of washing machines and dryers, but they are not working, honey. They are not on. They're not. It's not possible for them to be working. So I'm like, that's crazy. And that gives residual haunting. You know, we've talked about it before.
Yes.
Like, like, instead of like a conscious like spirit knowing what it's doing, trying to scare you, it's like kind of like a movie scene being played over and over again, like on a loop type deal.
Yeah, because they're just doing their job.
Yeah,
that they
every day
did all the time. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, they're just doing the same thing over and over, which is sad that there's stuff like that. But most researchers tend to believe that like those ghosts like don't really know that they're there. It's just like a moment in history that's like kind of caught in some way. I don't know, dimensional, a dimensional way. Who knows, really? But yeah, like I said, there are not a ton of verified stories because of how dangerous and illegal it is to go here. But, you know, based on what I've seen alone, I would say that I personally believe that Craggy Prison is haunted. Would you?
Yeah, I mean, it seems it.
Yeah. Same.
From these stories.
I know.
The residual laundry.
I know. The laundry's
You
crazy.
just constantly do laundry.
Because, like, can you imagine having to do your laundry forever? I hope they're not, like, conscious.
Oh my god.
Because that's my nightmare, honey. I do not want to be doing that.
No.
Absolutely not. Laundry is the worst. No, I lie. Dishes are the worst, but laundry is a close second.
Yeah, no, I have to agree.
In my opinion. But, yeah, that's the legend of Craggy Prison. Scary.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm still, like, questioning the woman, though.
I know. I'm like, where did she come from? And I'm like, why do we both have stories with women who we don't know who they are?
Oh, true.
Like, guys, women are important too. We need to know their names. I want to know. And, like, who was she? Why is she there? Was she getting married? Is that why it's a white dress? I don't know. But I want to know.
Getting married at the prison?
Or, like,
to one of the inmates?
Okay, maybe. Maybe she was part of the prison. Who's to say? I guess we'll never know. Unless we go check out Craggy. But we'll never say if we did that.
Oh
Wink,
my gosh.
wink. Just kidding. We would never. We would never.
Yeah, I'm a little scared for that one.
Yeah. I mean, if we had an N95 mask. No, I'm just kidding.
It's just...
I really am kidding. But definitely, you want to go check out our Instagram to see pictures from this week. See good old Craggy. I don't know what kind of picture we're going to pull from the witch.
Probably pictures of the grave.
Oh, yeah. I forgot her grave.
Yeah, and
the chains. And the chains. Oh, yeah. Gotta see the chains. Crazy.
Yep.
That is crazy.
Yeah, because I don't think I can get a picture of, like, her drowning in the quicksand.
Right. I mean, they didn't even know her name. I highly doubt they took a picture of her.
Yeah.
So rude. I'm so mad at those townspeople. Like, I'm actually so mad at them still.
I know.
God. Well, anyways, if you wouldn't mind to go rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, please. And check out our YouTube and TikTok if you would do so.
Yes, because we're posting another one. Taylor, you said you're posting one.
I sure am. Well, I have to make it, but yeah, I am.
Cool.
I do plan on it. But yeah, I don't really have anything else for you guys this week. What about you, Savannah?
That's it.
All right. Well, then I guess we will see you guys next week.
Cue the music.